Hi, this is DL, and this is Deep Important Shit, episode number 10, a redo of a Facebook Live version. So I was talking about plants and how they each have their own needs. The distance they need to be planted apart, the depth the seeds need to be planted in the earth, the amount of light and water and fertilizer that they each need. And I was relating this back to the human and the fact that environments are so important, environments and conditions. And very often what we do, if we're not thriving, we will judge ourselves or each other, There are these messages like, oh, just buck up. Or, get over yourself, or this is just your ego, and that may or may not be true to a certain extent, but conditions and environment have a genuine, real effect on whether or not we're able to flourish. So, the point being that we need to give ourselves a little break and also do what's necessary to ensure we have what we need to flourish. I know that there are a lot of people on this earth, millions, who don't have the basic needs. And, it's that much harder to be able to be creative, to really thrive and not just survive. Those of us that are privileged enough to have space, time, money, a roof over our heads, clothes on our backs, plenty of food to eat, we have a responsibility with that privilege to make sure that we're doing our utmost to create conditions and environments that allow not only us to thrive, but the people around us to thrive. So I want to share with you something my sister posted on the internet today. I'm going to read it from the computer, which is over there, so pardon me looking away. When you go out into the woods and you look at trees, you see all these different trees, and some of them are bent, and some of them are straight, and some of them are evergreens, and some of them are whatever. And you look at the tree, and you allow it. You see why it's the way it is. You sort of understand that it didn't get enough light, and so it turned that way. And you don't get all emotional about it, you just allow it. You appreciate the tree. The minute you get near humans, you lose all that. And you are constantly saying, oh, you're to this, you're to that. The judgment mind comes in. And so I practice turning people into trees, which means appreciating them just the way they are. That's a quote from Ram Dass. And this is really on point with what I'm talking about in this episode. That when it comes to nature, we just accept the fact that if a plant is getting too much shade, that it's withering. If it doesn't get enough water, that it's wilting. And, if something goes wrong in the garden, well, we chalk it up to the fact that it was missing some important element of care. But when it comes to people, we are so judgmental, and we just don't take into consideration what they might be missing. The lack of care that they needed, that was unique to them. We also judge each other for the things we need. And if we somehow manage to get away without something, we expect everyone else to do it. We don't treat people the way we treat seedlings. And we need to treat each other with that same level of compassion and care, and accept. And also recognize if someone's not perfect, if someone's challenged, difficult, whatever, that there's something missing. There's some element of need that hasn't been met for them. I think I've said what I wanted to say. I'll see you again for another Deep Important Shit.